my friends, that we have no difficult problem to solve in America, and that it is the view of nearly everyone whom I have discussed the matter here in Washington and somewhere else throughout the United States, that we have no very difficult problem to solve. It is not the difficulty of the person that we have, it is the fact that the rich people of this country, and by rich people, I mean super rich people, will not allow us to solve the problems, or rather the little problem that is afflicting this country. Because in order to cure all of our woes, it is necessary to scale down the big fortune, the way that we may scatter the wealth to be shared by all of our people. We have a marvelous love for this government of ours. In fact, it is almost a religion, and it is, well, that it should be, because we have a splendid form of government, we have a splendid set of laws. We have everything here that we need, except that we have neglected the fundamentals upon the American government that was principally predicted. How many of you remember the first thing that the Declaration of Independence said? It said, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, and there are very inalienable rights of the people, and among them are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." And it said, further, "We hold the view that all men are created equally." Now, what did they mean by that? Did they mean to say that all men were created equal, and that didn't mean that one man was born to inherit 10 billion and another child was born to inherit nothing? That was not the meaning of the Declaration of Independence, and it said that all men are created equally. Now it is the meaning of the Declaration of Independence when it said that they held that there were certain rights inalienable, the rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Is that right? Life, my friends? When young children of this country are being reared into a sphere which is more owned than 12 men than it is by 120 million people? Is that, my friends, giving them a fair shake of the dice, or anything resembling the fact that all people are created equally? When we have in today America thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of children on the verge of starvation in a land that is overflowing with too much to eat and too much to wear. I do not think that you will contend that. I do not think for a moment that they will contend it. We have in America today more wealth, more goods, more food, more clothing, more houses than we've ever had, and we have everything in abundance here. We have farm problems, my friends, because we have too much cotton, we have too much wheat, we have too much corn, we have too much potatoes. When we live in a home loan problem because we have too many houses and yet nobody can buy and live in them. We have trouble, my friends, in the country because we have too much money going. The greatness and indebtedness that has been given to civilization, where it has been shown that we are incapable of distributing the actual things that are here because the people have not enough money to supply themselves with them. And because of the greed of the few men that is such that they think it's necessary that they own everything, and their pressure consists in starvation of masses, and they're possessing things they cannot use, and their children cannot use, but who bask in the splendor of sunlight and wealth, casting darkness and despair, and impressing it on everyone else. Now let us take America today. $272 billion of debts are owed by a variety of people in this country today. Why, my friends, that cannot be paid. It is not possible for that kind of debt to be paid. The currency of the United States is only $6 billion. That is all the money that we have in America today. All the actual money that you have got in all your banks. All you have got in the government treasury, $6 billion. And if you look and took all that money and paid out, it would still owe $266 billion. And if you took all that money and paid it out, it would still owe $260 billion. And if you took it, my friends, 20 times and paid it, you would still owe $150 billion. You would still have 45 times the entire money supply of the United States to pay the debts of the people of America, and then you would just have to start out from scratch without a dime to go on. So, my friends, it is impossible to pay for all these debts, and you might as well find out that it cannot be done. So, we have in America today, my friends, a condition by which about 10 men dominate the means of activity in at least 85% of the activities that you own. They either directly own everything or they have some kind of mortgage on it. With a very small percentage to be accepted, they own the banks, they own the steels, they own the railroads, they own the bonds, they own the mortgages, they own the stores, and they have chained from country one end to another. There is not any kind of business that a small, independent man could go into today and make a living. There is not any kind of business that an independent man could go and make any money to buy an automobile with. And when they have finally, and gradually, and steadily eliminated everyone from the field in which there is a living human, and still they have got little enough sense to think that they ought to be able to get more business out of it anyways. If you reduce a man to the point where he is starving to death and bleeding and dying, how do you expect a man to get a hold of any money to spend with you? It's not possible. But I wish to warn you that nothing that has been done up to this date has taken one dime away from the fortune holders. They own just as much as they did, and probably a little bit more. It is necessary to save the government of the country, but it is more necessary to save the people of America. We love this country. We love this government. It is a religion, I say. It is a kind of religion where people have read of when women, in the name of religion, would take their infant babes and throw them into the burning flame, where they would instantly be devoured in all-consuming fire in days gone by. And there are probably some people in the world, even today, who, in the name of religion, throw their tear-dimmed eyes and sad faces into their fathers and mothers who could not give them food and clothing that they both need, and which is necessary to sustain them. And that goes on day after day and night after night, and when the day gets into darkness and blackness, knowing those children would arise in the morning without being fed, and probably bed at night without being fed. I hope that I might have fortitude to praise and honor my government that has allowed me to be here in this land, where there is too much to eat and too much to wear, to starve in order that a handful of men can have so much more wealth than they would ever need to eat and ever wear. There is an average of 15,000 and wealthy to every family in America. That is right here today. We do not propose to divide it up equally. We do not propose a division of wealth, but we propose to limit poverty that we will only be inflicted upon any man's family. We have to limit fortunes. Our plan to present is that we will allow no man to carry more than $50 million. We think that limit will be able to carry out the balance of the program. It may not be necessary that we put the limit to it less than $50 million. It may be necessary in working out the plans, and no man's fortune will be more than $10 million or $50 million. But as it may, there will still be more than any one man or any one man and his children and their children will be able to spend in their lifetime. It is not necessary or reasonable to have wealth piled up beyond that point where we cannot prevent poverty among the masses. These are the things we propose to do. Every man a king, every man to eat where there is nothing to eat, there is something to eat. All to wear something where there is something to wear. That makes us all. We cannot solve these things with these various and sundry alphabetical codes. We cannot have the R and A and the PWA and the CWA and the UUG, the GIN, and any other kind of bad-gummed cluttered code. You can wait until doomsday and see 25 more alphabets. That is not going to solve this proposition. Why hide? Why quibble when you know the trouble is? The man that says he does not know what the trouble is just hiding his face to keep from seeing the sunlight. The philosophers told you that when there was trouble, and when you have a country where one man owns 10,000 million people, or million people, and then when you have a country where there are 4 men, as in America, that get more control over things than about 120 million people together. You do not know what the trouble is. But now that I have a minute left, I want to say that I suppose my family is listening on the radio in New Orleans, and I will say my wife and 3 children, and I'm entirely well to hope to come home for many days. I hope they have listened to my speech tonight, and I wish them all, their neighborhoods and friends, everything good that may be bad to be good again. I thank you, my friends, for your attention, and I hope that you will go with us. Take care on your own work in this work of government. Help us and share our wealth society. I thank you.
That was almost exactly